Alright, this is John Kohler with DiscountJuicers.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you. And we're going to make one of my all-time favorite recipes using two of my all-time favorite foods in the whole wide world. I know that's saying a lot, but what we're going to do today is we're going to make cactus fruit coconut milk. Cactus fruit juice coconut milk. Say that 5 times. And how we're going to do this today is we're going to use two of my favorite appliances that I own and use in my very kitchen almost every day, and that's the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer and the Vitamix Turboblend VS. Now, I like the Vitamix Turboblend VS because it is a nice and powerful commercial quality blender for your home, and I find the Vitamix blends the best of any blender that I've used to date. In addition, the Vitamix Turboblend VS also comes with a hemp nut milk bag as well as a special recipe booklet that's not included with any other Vitamix blender that encourages a plant-based vegan, vegetarian, and raw foods diet, which I definitely approve of. On the other hand here, the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer is a slow vertical single auger juicer that's set apart primarily for its large feed chute there, 3-inch wide feed chute. So this literally means you're not going to have to do extra cutting on these cactus fruits once you open them up. And I like that a lot. Another thing that sets the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer apart is that they make cleaning easy by allowing and giving you guys 3 different cleaning brushes to clean all the different areas of the juicer, which I like. Plus also they provide a nice, fat, full color recipe book that'll encourage you guys to eat a lot healthier diet. You know, my main message to you guys is that you want to eat more plant-based food. So you want to eat specifically fruits and vegetables, in my opinion, should make up the bulk of people's diets. Fruits and vegetables make up the majority of my diet. And, you know, I believe to be healthy, we need to eat this style diet. But the fact of the matter is clear. Most Americans are simply not eating enough fruits and vegetables. Most Americans may eat less than 10% of total calories from fresh fruits and fresh vegetables. Most of those vegetables are actually in the form of potatoes and French fries, which in my opinion aren't probably the best thing to be eaten. You know, the average American eats the majority of their food in processed foods and animal products, which I believe should be minimized, if not even excluded from the diet. So in any case, we're going to make something that's going to taste real good, but also provide tons of nutrition in your diet, and that's why I like this recipe. Not only to mention that it tastes real good too, you'll forget about any kind of soda or anything after you have this recipe that I'm going to make for you guys in a minute. So what we're going to use today is we're going to use these cactus fruits. So the cactus fruit, you know, many Americans may not be aware of what the cactus fruit is, but if you look at the Mexican national flag, actually, the cactus fruit is on the Mexican flag. So if you're from Mexico, you probably know this fruit. It's also known as the tunas, and it's basically the fruit of a cactus that grows in the desert, and there's many different kinds of cactuses. Many of the fruits are edible. I only encourage you guys to purchase your cactus fruits at a store that's selling, you know, the cactus fruit, so you know it's a good edible one. In addition, oftentimes when you buy them in the store, they'll be de-spined or de-prickled. The cactus fruits have little spines on them that will, once they get into it, it's very hard to get out and they're no fun. I did wild harvest cactus fruits and still do to this day, but occasionally I'll get a sliver and it's not any fun. Plus the wild cactus fruits tend to be a lot smaller, not have as much flesh in there. And it's the flesh of the cactus fruit is what I'm really after. The flesh of the cactus fruit is unlike other fruits. I would consider this a true superfruit because it has so many different nutrients in there. You know, specifically what I'm after is the phytochemicals and phytonutrients. So it has phytochemicals such as the lycopene, the beta-carotene, but also things like the beta-lane that many people may not be aware of. That's actually a powerful anti-inflammatory antioxidant. In addition, it has things like other flavonoids, including resveratrol, that, you know, is in the grape skins, actually. That's a reason to eat grapes, but it's also a reason to eat the cactus fruits. In addition, the cactus fruit is rich in quercetin. You know, they sell quercetin tablets at the health food store, and it's been said that the quercetin can help you with things like allergies and whatnot. So this is a very powerful fruit. It also contains other minerals in it, which is really valuable. But the most curious thing to me and interesting thing to me is that this actually cactus fruit has a plant-based source of taurine. Taurine is a non-essential amino acid, so what that means is that we can actually make taurine by eating a whole host of other essential amino acids. Our bodies can make the taurine. But curiously enough, a cat is actually unable to make its own taurine, so that's why it needs to eat meat. But hey, what if you have a cat and you could start feeding it cactus fruit juice to get its taurine? Maybe you could have a vegan cat if that's what you want to do. But in any case, it's cool that this food actually has the taurine in it. Basically, this is a powerhouse of nutrition. It also has soluble and insoluble fiber, which is really good for us. Most Americans, in my opinion, also do not eat enough fiber in their diets. Once again, processed foods and animal foods contain little fiber because it's all processed out in most cases in the processed foods, and animal foods just don't contain any fiber. So it's really important to eat the fiber to maintain our regularity. And that's why I like the cactus fruit so much. We're going to combine the cactus fruit juice with one of my other favorite foods in the world, the coconut. So this is a white coconut. This is a middle-aged coconut. So they have the Thai coconuts, and they have the white coconuts, and they have the brown coconuts. This is somewhere in between the young ones and the old ones. When we shake this, it's full of water, and that's really good. Also, the meat is thicker. So what we're going to do today is we're going to juice the cactus fruits and then take out the water to add electrolyte-rich water into our juice, but also add the coconut meat back into the juice, process that in the blender, and then we're going to pour it back through the juicer to make a nice, delicious, and rich cactus fruit coconut milk. So without further ado, let's get started. So first, when selecting a cactus fruit, you're going to want to pick the cactus fruit with the darkest, deepest color for the variety that you're picking. You know, there are varieties of cactus fruits that are ripe when they're green or maybe light green, and there's varieties of cactus fruits that are dark purple when ripe, dark red when ripe, dark orange when ripe. They come in dark yellow when ripe. They come in all different colors. So if you go to the store to pick out your cactus fruit, you know, and they're in a bin like all the red ones are generally together, you want to pick ones that are the darkest color. So these would be in the same bin because they came out of the same crate. And this one is like more darker green, not quite as ripe as this one. You want to pick out the darkest color fruits as you can. The other thing you want to be ensured you get is you want to get nice firm fruits. You don't want to get soft mushy fruits. Soft mushy fruits are old. Cactus fruits actually have quite a good shelf life. They can last a month, you know, in standard temperatures without refrigeration and still be good. I mean, think about it. These guys grow in the desert where there's not a lot of water, right? And they have to stay on the plant for, you know, several months at a time and still maintain the liquid in there so that they can actually drop to the ground. And these guys are full of seeds. Actually, that's why I don't like particularly or care to eat them. You can't swallow the seeds if you're eating them, but I like to put them through the juicer to basically separate out the seeds from the liquid gold or the juice of the fiber that feeds you, which is what Jake Cordish, the juice man, taught me. So yeah, so pick out the darkest ones whenever possible. Here's one that's kind of turning, right? You can see it's kind of like lighter green, not as dark as the previous one, and it's kind of turning some little red hues. And this one actually has all red, so you want to pick out the all red ones. Now the thing that you're going to want to do, you want to process the cactus fruit before you juice it. You don't want to just juice the whole thing. I got really sick one time juicing wild cactus fruits and just drinking everything after it was filtered, and it was not a fun experience. So I always recommend, you know, cutting off the skin and only juicing the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to do that. It is really simple. You're just going to need something like a knife. I like to use ceramic knives. And what you're going to do on the top of the cactus fruit, there's a little stem end where this was attached to the cactus. Actually, it was attached like this. So it's actually the bottom of the cactus fruit that's attached to the leaf of the cactus. And then this is the top end, the flower end. So what we're going to do is we're basically going to cut off the bottom end and the top end. And so let's see, we're just going to go ahead and do that really quickly and easily. So there's the top end, really simple. And once again, we're going to cut off the top end. And so now we have a cactus fruit that's cut on the bottom and the top, and we just have the skin still around it. Now you're just going to make an incision, like you're a surgeon, from the top to the bottom, you know, just like that, straight down. And then you're just going to basically take your knife and pull it out. And basically what's going to happen is this is going to peel right off, kind of like when you're peeling a mandarin orange that peels quite easily. And then you're going to be left with the peel here that you're going to compost. I always encourage you guys to compost instead of throw things away. This is going to go into my compost pile to build my garden. And then we're going to take the fruit and we're going to juice it. So instead of sitting here and peeling tons of fruit for you guys, I've already done that, so I have a nice big bowl here of the cactus fruit that I'm all ready to juice. So I guess since we're all ready to juice, let's get juicing. We're going to use the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer today. It runs at low, actually 60 RPMs. And I like this a lot because it runs very slow. If you try to juice the cactus fruit in a high-speed machine, the seeds are definitely going to get in the way. The seeds are going to shoot everywhere. It's going to make a big mess. Also, a lot of centrifugal ejection juicers tend to leak around the sides and the seams, which I don't particularly care for, and that's why I like the slow juicers. Plus, the slow juicers, because they do run to slow RPM, they're going to do the least amount of oxidation or oxidative damage to the juice that's being produced, so it's going to give you the highest level of nutrition. You know, I'm juicing these cactus fruits specifically for a few reasons. Number one, I love the taste of them. Number two, I want the nutrition that they can offer me, including the taurine, the amino acids, 8 other amino acids in total, as well as the lycopene, the beta-carotene, the quercetin, and the betalains, which, in my opinion, are really health building. And these are the foods that help keep me young, and they could also help keep you young too, in my opinion. So without further ado, let's go ahead and turn this machine on. And I like that there's a wide feed sheet on this machine, so literally we could just take the cactus fruit and drop one in at a time, and it's just going to basically get ground up. And as you guys can see, the juice is coming out this side, and the cactus fruit pulp and the seeds are coming out the other side. Now, because there's a large feed sheet on here, you don't want to just, you know, jam all the fruit in as fast as you can. You want to take your time and drop one fruit in at a time. And as you guys can see, this guy is being very efficient and making a nice, rich, delicious juice coming right out. Now, the cactus fruit is kind of like the aloe vera, you know, it's kind of got that gelatinous texture. And that's because this is a crop of the desert, right? It grows in the desert and it needs to preserve its water. And that kind of like gel type substance is also really good nutrition for us, but it'll make the cactus fruit juice a little bit thicker than that carrot juice that you may be used to. So for this reason, that's why I like to dilute it with something like the coconut water before drinking, or better yet, add the coconut water and the coconut meat to make the cactus fruit coconut milk that I'll be making in a second. I think what I'm going to do next is actually we're going to go ahead and juice some of these cactus fruits, and we'll be back at you once I got them all juiced, and we're going to open up that coconut and process the coconut into the cactus fruit juice. Alright, so now we got our last cactus fruit that we're going to be juicing right into the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer. The Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer has done an amazing job at juicing the cactus fruits. It's literally separating out the nutrition from the fiber. So there's mostly seeds in here, although there is quite a bit of fruit pulp. You know, I do not recommend sending this fruit pulp back through the machine because the seeds are what makes up the majority of this pulp, and it will probably damage the juicer because these seeds are actually quite hard. Once you're done putting the fruit through the juicer, you want to let it run for just a little bit longer until it stops dripping out. I think we're pretty good now. We're going to go ahead and turn this guy off, and we're going to drop this down so we don't get any leaks. And then now we're going to go ahead and taste some of this delicious cactus fruit juice for you guys. Nice large pitcher. Check out this. It's a little bit thick, but man, it looks like that high C punch you might have drinking when you were a kid. But let me tell you, this is way more nutritious. So today's cactus fruit is mildly sweet, a little bit gelatinous if I had to describe it somehow. And that's why I like to, you know, usually add some coconut water to it. But it has a unique flavor. Kind of tastes tropical and fruity at the same time. Quite good. I want to encourage you guys to don't just chug down your juices, whether it's cactus fruit juice or any juice. You want to swish it around in your mouth, maybe even smell it a little bit. Wow, it smells fruity. Before you drink it, to get your salivary amylase or your saliva mixed in so you're going to get the optimal digestion out of the juices. What Jay Cordich, the juice man, told me is to chew your juices, and I think that's definitely a really good idea. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this cactus fruit juice up another level to get even higher uptake of the nutrition of the antioxidants and different phytochemicals in the cactus fruit juice. We're going to add something that's very important to me, is to add a little bit of fat, not too much fat. The fat will slow down the absorption of the food or whatever you're eating, and allow your body to uptake more of the beneficial things in the cactus fruit juice. One of my favorite sources of fat is the almighty coconut. So what we're going to do here is open the coconut. On every coconut there are 3 eyes, or 3 holes on the coconut. 2 are eyes. The eyes actually have the eye brows. You can kind of feel the ridges on there. And then 1 hole is known as the mouth. This is the easiest hole to get into, whether you take a steak knife and pop a little hole in the mouth, or take one of these cool coconut opening tools that I have to just basically pop through and pop a little hole in the mouth. And only ever open the mouth in the coconut. Opening the other holes are quite hard, may damage the tool that you are using to get into it. Now that we got a hole, we can just pour the water on out. Alright, so it's just finished dripping. I think we got all the liquid out of the coconut. This drink would be an amazing beverage to drink as is, full of electrolytes from the coconut water, plus also all the high antioxidant and phytonutrient and phytochemical content of the cactus pear juice. But we're going to do one more thing. We're going to make a cactus fruit coconut milk out of this. So what we're going to do next is we're just going to simply take the coconut and we're going to crack it in half. Now this is a very simple process. You know, if you're not skilled with knives or don't have a good knife, you know, you want to double bag this in like a couple plastic bags and hit it on the concrete outside. It'll shatter in a million pieces. You'll be able to get in there, access the meat. You know, I'm not that caveman style, so I'm a bit more refined in my techniques. What we're going to do is we're going to, you know, basically the bottom of the coconut is where this little stem comes out. The top is where the eyes were. Then we have a little equator around the circumference. And what we're going to simply do is we're just going to go ahead and take a nice heavy cleaver. Not use the blade end, but we're going to use the back end to tap and turn. So we're going to tap and turn, 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 tap and turn. And what'll happen is it'll basically just make like a little line and open up right for you, so you have 2 halves. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a special tool. This is a special demeating tool that is available at youngcoconuts.com, and we're just going to simply put this tool in between the nut and the meat, and we're just going to basically rotate this around to get all the delicious coconut meat out. Now the coconut meat is rich in medium chain fatty acids, as is the coconut oil, but the difference between, you know, using coconut meat whole and coconut oil, you know, coconut oil is 100% fat, right? 120 calories per tablespoon. In the coconut meat, there are the medium chain fatty acids found in the fat, but there's also a lot of other nutrients, such as the fiber, which is really important to me. So we're just going to go ahead and take out this meat, and we're going to use it in our recipe. So now that we got our meat out, we could go ahead and put it into our blender carafe here. And sometimes I like to tear this up into a few pieces to make it easier to process in the blender. Next, we're going to take the other half and get the meat out as well. Alright, so here's the other coconut. We're going to go ahead and drop that in the blender as well. So next, all we need to do simply is pour in this coconut water cactus fruit juice mixture into our blender carafe along with the coconut meat. We're not going to overload the blender, maybe go only up to 6 cups max. And we're going to have some delicious cactus fruit juice for later. Then we're going to simply go ahead and blend this baby up. Now it's important for this step you have a nice high power blender. The high power blender will literally fractionate all that coconut into little microfibers, thus releasing what we really are after in the coconut meat, the coconut fat. And that's going to get into the juice, and then but it's also going to put a lot of the fiber into the juice as well. So let's go ahead and get this blended. Then we're going to run it back through the juicer to remove the extra fiber, so we just get the delicious juice and the coconut milk mixed together. Alright, so I think we're well and blended up. You can no longer see any residuals of the coconut meat, and all the juice is blended up with it, so it's actually turned this a little bit lighter color because it's the white plus the dark reddish purple. Makes a pink. I think I learned that in grade school. But so now what we're going to do is we're going to simply turn on the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer, and we're going to fill this puppy up. So what I've done is I've actually only filled the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer up just past the auger. To bury the auger, we're gonna go ahead and open this guy up, and as you guys can see, it's slowly filtering out the coconut cactus fruit milk into our pitcher here, and you have like a kind of like a whitish tinge to it. That's the delicious fat in there. Now, one of the things that may happen depending on the age of your coconuts, right? If you're using a brown coconut, the pulp may start ejecting fairly rapidly. If you have a more younger coconut, like the white coconuts I was using, the pulp is not going to come out as fast, and this is going to trickle, so it can take a long period of time. To speed this up, we need to give the juicer a little bit of extra fiber. To do that, we're going to go ahead and use some more cactus fruit. So what we're going to do is we're going to once again peel a cactus fruit. Once again, cut off the bottom, cut off the top, make an incision along the long ways, and then just peel this guy off. And what I'm going to do is now actually cut the cactus fruit in half, because we don't want to use the whole thing, we want to use only half. We're going to drop this in the juicer. We're going to let it rotate and let the juicer pick it up, hopefully. So as soon as the juicer picks up that cactus fruit, it starts kicking out some of the cactus fruit seeds that you're now giving it a new source of fiber, plus some of the coconut fiber that's also getting kicked out. This will help kind of jumpstart the process if it's going slowly. I think next we're going to go ahead and add another piece of cactus fruit, as well as some more cactus fruit juice coconut milk. As you guys can see, the pulp is moving a little bit quicker out of here, so that's a good sign. So we may need to continue to add, little bits of cactus fruit to keep this pulp moving out. Now, another thing I want to let you guys know of is that you guys could do this recipe with any fruit or vegetable, instead of cactus fruit. So you could do it with carrots, make a carrot juice, coconut milk drink. You could do it with oranges, love to do it with oranges. I've done it with pineapple before. I mean, when you own the equipment such as the Vitamix Turboblend VS and the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer, there's infinite amount of possibilities and all the amazing, delicious recipes and drinks you can create in your own home. If you don't own these appliances, you're at the mercy of what stores are making for you and what they're providing for you in packages, right? That's why I like owning the tools that allow you to make fresh and prepare fresh fruits and vegetables at home. Alright, so it looks like we got a pretty good flow of the coconut pulp coming out, and we got the cactus fruit coconut milk coming out this end. We're going to go ahead and pour this baby up and fill up this spout a little bit more. We're just going to go ahead and let that guy drip in to the little hopper there to get every last bit of this delicious cactus fruit coconut milk mixture into the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer. Alright, so it looks like we're pretty much done. The pulp has all come out. It's done a great job taking and removing out all the fiber. We're going to go ahead and close this guy up. Now, be aware that this process does take some time. It is a slow juicer. It's going to take some time to filter it all out. You could use something like a nut milk bag to do this as well, but I really hate using nut milk bags. All the fiber and everything gets everything stained. And the juicer, for me, is a perfect appliance to do this. I'll just put stuff in, let it run while I'm doing something else, and I'll come back to it, and I'll have a delicious juice like we have now. So let's next go ahead and take this pitcher here, and we're going to pour some fresh cactus fruit coconut milk right here. Check it out. Nice, rich color. If you notice the color I had earlier and the color now, this is a lot more pink, and I bet this is going to taste a lot more delicious. Mmm. So good. You get the sweetness of the cactus fruit. Once again, it's a tad sweet. If you want a sweeter cactus fruit juice, try to find the green cactus fruits that when they're ripe, they turn kind of yellow. Those are actually much sweeter than the standard red variety. This one's definitely really good today. And we got the creaminess of the coconut to make one of the most power-packed, antioxidant-rich drinks in the whole wide world. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode learning about the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer and the Vitamix Turboblend VS versus the cactus fruit and coconut to make a delicious cactus fruit coconut milk. Once again, my name is John Kohler with DiscountJuicers.com. be sure to visit discountjuicers.com/YouTube for special promotional offers for our YouTube visitors. All right, this is John Colo at discountjuicers.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you, and what we're going to do in today's episode is we're going to talk about and unbox the all-new Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer that's now available. So I'm just sitting here enjoying my Cactus fruit coconut milk, and I got somebody else that really wants them, so I want to share this experience with you. Look, and here's another little guy that loves this cactus fruit juice as much as his daddy. He loves this stuff. He probably loves it more than me. Look at him go. It's really funny though, because he doesn't normally drink water, but he loves cactus fruit coconut milk, and I'm sure you will too.